Welcome if this your first time on the channel. Today we listening to Charles Barkley tell the truth about why the NBA changed the rules. And then we gonna listen to Richard Jefferson go in on Charles Barkley. And he's really just defending LeBron James. This is why he going so hard on Charles Barkley. We already know that. He is one of LeBron James' guys in media that is gonna come out and defend him even when somebody is just being honest. So let's listen to Charles Barkley because he's going to be honest regardless. He's talking to Bill Simmons. Let's check this out. Make sure you subscribe if this is your first time here. Click that like button. That's how they push the video. Let's go.
Hey, cut the bullshit. They ain't got no dumb rules. Let me tell you something. I'm so glad that you asked that question.
Is this a second apron defense?
Yes. Why did they have to come up with bullshit rules, Bill? Because all these guys want to play together and not compete. If I had $1 for every time I heard the second apron, why did Adam Silver have to put the second apron in? Because LeBron got all his guys together. KD wanted to go play with the Warriors. I hate when I hear, man, the second apron's not fair. What do you mean it's not fair? If y'all stop all wanting to play together, we wouldn't have to make up bogus-ass rules to stop y'all from playing together.
This is interesting because I completely disagree with you.
Okay.
I think they came up with it because the Players Association, I don't think, realized that putting these rules in is going to make all these teams blow up, and you're basically going to be able to afford 2 or 3 guys max, and then you're going to have to cut corners everywhere else. Like, the Celtics, they had no chance of keeping Drew Holiday and Porzingis. Like OKC now. They've made all these really smart moves to put the roster they have together, and they're not going to be able to keep it together even though they were smart. I don't like penalizing people for smart.
That's true what he's saying. But the problem is Charles Barkley is right. OKC and Boston put their teams together very well. They drafted very well and created great teams. Unfortunately, they are going to suffer because of the generation before them and not Steph Curry. Steph held it down for the Warriors. He went through the ups and downs. KD left. You know, the team wasn't that good. They got good. He won a championship. They not that good again. Then they get Jimmy Butler. He's went through the ups and downs of staying with one team. But Kevin Durant really made a move to one-up LeBron. And LeBron James made the move that really changed the NBA. He went in his prime, in his mid-20s, joined 2 other guys in their mid-20s in the same draft class. And then they all team up to really create a monopoly in the Eastern Conference. They was by far the best team in the Eastern Conference. And even when he went to Cleveland again, Kyrie, Kevin Love, LeBron James, by far the best team in the Eastern Conference. So now they just got to beat the team coming out the West in the finals to get championships. That's what they did. You just got to be honest. But Richard Jefferson comes out and he says some crazy stuff because he's trying to defend LeBron. That's just something that happened in LeBron's career. It's what happened. Just like KD's one of my favorite players. But he did go to the Warriors. He won up LeBron, won those 2 championships. I still can't deny Kevin Durant's skill on the court. But I know, man, I wish he would have just stayed with the Thunder and, you know, fought and hopefully won championships that way. Or if he did leave, left to somewhere else. And then, you know, maybe he could have built with another team and won championships like that. But he did what he did. All right? He's still a great player. LeBron, still a great player. But they did what they did. So you can't really put them over or compare them to the Michael Jordans or the Kobe Bryants or, you know, the guys that stayed with one team, the Tim Duncans, and won all those championships. But let's listen to Richard Jefferson and see what he's saying.
Really quickly, I remember Charles Barkley got drafted to a team with Moses Malone, maybe Dr. J, and Maurice Cheeks, right? So he got drafted by a team that was loaded, right? They're ended their career, but so he did. Then I remember Charles Barkley going to Houston And then he teamed up with Akeem Olajuwon. And then Scottie Pippen was also there. So now Scottie Pippen,
Clyde Drexler.
Clyde Drexler had just retired. And then Scottie Pippen, who was only in year 11. So it wasn't older. Olajuwon and Charles Barkley were at year 14. Pippen was at year 11, so he was in his prime. That sounds like teaming up. That sounds like teaming up if I'm wrong, right? Hey, let's go to Shaq and Kobe. Does everybody remember when they recruited Gary Payton, who was still in his prime, and then they recruited Karl Malone? Do we remember that? The second all-time leading scorer to play power forward next to Shaq in his prime after they had won 3 out of the last 4 championships. So are we saying Shaq and Kobe? So when we look at teaming up, right? He did it. He joined Olajuwon. And then Scottie Pippen came in. And now we're talking about the second Akron exists. Did we forget our history? His own history. And I love Charles. Charles is my icon, my idol, my big bro. There's not a person in this industry that I don't love, that I fucking
Is that why you're bald?
Yes, I'm bald because of Charles. But Charles, let's be honest. You literally joined a team with Akeem Olajuwon because he had won 2 championships. Sounds like, wow, that sounds like maybe LeBron going and joining D-Wade. And then you brought in Scottie Pippen. Man, that sounds like Chris Bosh joining. And then you got Shaq and Kobe, who also went and called. And then they lost in the championship because of an injury to Karl Malone, some BS, but they still made it to the finals. So Karl Malone joined with Shaq and Kobe and got Gary Payton. So these guys joined up. Why do we always make it seem like LeBron is the first person to ever join up in NBA history?
It did start with LeBron, dog. He's completely lying, saying dudes in their prime when they not. Hey, for people that don't know, that was Karl Malone's last season, dog. He was drafted in the 80s. These dudes were not in their prime. Back then, dudes was doing 3 to 4 years in college, then coming in the NBA. When they got to the Lakers, Gary Payton and Karl Malone, that was Karl Malone last season. He didn't even finish the finals. He got hurt, like game 2 or game 3. He got hurt. Gone. Done for the rest of his career. Gary Payton might have played 2-3 more years after that, and he was retired. Like, come on, Richard Jefferson, what we doing, dog? That's like saying that when Carmelo Anthony and Russell Westbrook and Dwight Howard and these dudes was playing with LeBron and Anthony Davis, it's a super team. No, it's not a super team. See, I'm able to use context. And when you use context, you can admit when a guy ain't playing on a super team. Kobe Bryant has never played on a super team. Not one time in his entire career. Same thing with Michael Jordan. They just didn't have super teams, dog. They didn't. There wasn't a super team. A super team ain't you playing with a great player in his 19th year, 18th year. Or playing with a great player and he's about to retire in 2 years, 3 years. That's not a super team. Carmelo Anthony playing with LeBron ain't like Melo and LeBron joining in 2009. That ain't the same, dog. And then he mentioned Scottie Pippen, Hakeem Olajuwon, Charles Barkley. They got together when they was over the hill too. They were in their 30s. Olajuwon was drafted in the 80s. Charles Barkley was drafted in the 80s. Scottie Pippen was drafted in the late 80s. They joined up in the late 90s. All of them are over the hill. Scottie Pippen was having some back problems. He was getting over the hill. Charles Barkley definitely was over the hill. These guys were over the hill, man, when they joined each other. And they was in their 30s. The difference is the age. Dwayne Wade, LeBron James, Chris Bosh, all in their 20s, 25, 26, 27. First draft pick, second draft or third draft pick, fourth draft pick in the same class. These guys all was top 5 in the same class. So what Richard Jefferson is doing has never happened. It's never been 5 guys or 3 guys in the same draft class that was drafted top 5 join each other to try to win championships. And they all in the same conference. So Toronto don't got a team no more, they lost their franchise player. Cleveland don't got a team no more, they lost their franchise player. See, Charles Barkley just keeping the same energy that everybody had when LeBron and D-Wade and Chris Bosh originally did that. Y'all are trying to rewrite history. Y'all are trying to go, oh no, man, people did that before. No, nobody did that. Especially nobody that they was trying to get a lead to. Kobe never did that. Jordan never did that. Magic didn't do that. Magic was playing on a stacked team. Bird was playing on a stacked team, but they didn't leave their team to get it. Come on, dog. You just got to call a spade, man. But y'all let me know. What is y'all thoughts on this? And what do y'all think about how when you always get a vet like Charles Barkley, Hall of Famer, or some of the older players, or, you know, just some of the players that speak out and say the truth, and then you got this little media that always got to come back at them every time. What do y'all think about that? Put that in the comments too, man. As always, if this your first time here, make sure you sub to the channel. Check out the other content. Click that like button. And as always, y'all be easy. Be safe. Peace.